Where a community is prosperous, landscape is protected and respected. And where a community is impoverished, landscape is more likely to be despoiled. In the county where I live, in some of the local mountainous regions, car axles, discarded appliances, and litter are on the roadways. In the area of the county where it's a little more prosperous, you don't see that kind of thing. The two issues are interrelated and just intertwined. And if you look at it, just an example from away from here, if you were going to do an environmental assessment of the Navajo Reservation out in Arizona, bigger than all of New England, you couldn't do it without examining the condition of the Navajos who live there, because the ecology is as much a relationship between the people and the land as it is a person standing back and saying, look at all of this, and regard it without their relationship to it. Now, given where I live, and the time I've spent in the mountains, and my wife a native of Polk County, she drove that every day. In the schools around Copper Hill, some in your state, Hiawassee Dam, Ranger, Georgia, Ducktown, Turtletown, Copper Hill, subsistence lunches in the schools for the kids are 50, 60, 70%. They have no jobs. They can't get to schools in an hour, and they can't get to Volkswagen or Wacker, two new $1 billion plants 20 miles from Cleveland because the road's not good enough nor reliable. You've got to have a prosperous future out there for your children. We ate in a restaurant tonight with a woman right here in Robbinsville whose son is a college graduate and went to Houston because there was nothing here. So when you look at relocation, think about it. Where are your children or your grandchildren going to work? No industry's coming here, and you don't want it. The pristine landscape is gone. But if you don't want that, then the road's got to get you to schools and good jobs and back in a reasonable amount of time. Thank you very much. We're an advocate for the highway.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Aurelia Stone. Aurelia Stone.
Hi, I'm Aurelia Stone, and I manage the Best Western Hotel in Murphy, so economics is very important to me. I'd like to address the DOT. There is a major disagreement about the economic impact of transportation improvements to any area. There are studies done by the Federal Highway Administration that show both a positive as well as a negative economic impact. It depends on which study you want to look at. To overcome some of these faults, the FHA commissioned a study in 2001. Its title is Using Empirical Information to Measure the Economic Impact of Highway Investments. Big fancy title. It was prepared by the Economic Development Research Group and Cambridge Systematics. And in that report, it delineates the process of preparing an economic impact study. It illustrates the pitfalls of an incomplete study and creates a very complete outline of what data should be included and how it should be applied to federal, regional, and local transportation studies. One statement from that report struck me. Many of the existing studies have been performed by academics and sponsored by non-transportation agencies such as the Appalachian Regional Commission, ARC, and the Economic Development Administration. Those people are the major part of the economic study behind Corridor K. It then goes on to recommend that local and state transportation agencies should be more proactive in consulting on these studies. I don't know how the studies were done on this project and if they follow these recommendations. I hope that you will take the time to look at this report and see how the recommendations were followed in preparing for this project. And if you don't have a copy of that report, I have PDF copies that I will email to you. I run a hotel. An interstate's good for hotels, interstate hotels. They benefit from the interstate in the transient traffic that it brings to the hotel. The key word in this statement is the word transient. Interstate hotels get the guests who are on their way to somewhere else. This is not their final destination. And that means that the local economy only benefits from a one-night stay in a hotel and maybe dinner at a restaurant, or unless they ate somewhere before they got here, and they're only stopping at my hotel because we can't travel anymore, it's too late. As a hotel manager, I've seen an increase in tourism to the area. Many individuals and business groups have worked very hard to make this area a destination instead of a mere stopping point on the way from Atlanta and other points south to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. We have stressed the quiet, scenic nature of the countryside along with the slower lifestyle that makes this a great second home retreat. And those people pay a lot of taxes. The scenic highways and byways provide a unique driving experience that takes advantage of the natural beauty in the area while keeping visitors here for an extra night or two. We have a unique thing here with what nature has provided. We need to foster that golden goose, not kill it in the name of progress. I am seriously concerned about the proposal for a 4-lane road through one of the most scenic valleys in the area. I am seriously concerned about the lack of improvement to existing roads as an alternative proposal to an interstate quality road. I'm seriously concerned about the overall impact this road will have on the environment. I am seriously concerned about what this road will do to the communities rather than for them. I am seriously concerned that this project will cost far, far more than any benefit it will bring to any of us. I am seriously concerned about the lack of vision on the part of ARC and NCDOT that builds roads in segments without consideration given to the overall effect on the region. I am seriously concerned that this project will then only serve as a reason to build the next segment, which, as I understand it, will not even be considered for the next 20 to 30 years. Didn't see the 1 minute. Okay. All right. As you can see, I'm concerned, and I am turning this into you. Okay, I'll leave it. Thank you.
Next, we have Steve Oates.
Thank you. My name is Steve Odom. I'm one of the county commissioners here in Grady County. I'm here for 2 reasons tonight. Number one, I've got the key and I've got to lock the door when I was supposed to leave. And number two, I want to bring a couple of things to your attention. It's not that often that we get this many state and federal officials in one room. Very seldom you find a venue like that. The Board of Commissioners, along with the Southwest Commission, which I'm a member of, have passed resolutions asking that the Appalachian Regional funds that are awarded to this region be sent to this region. A lot of you may not know it, but the money that comes in from the Appalachian Regional Commission at this time goes into the State Equity Fund. And it's building railroads, it's building ferries, it's building things down east that does benefit this area. And whether it's any kind of road project, if it's a new project, a road widening, paving, there's federal dollars in that. And they're sending our portion of the money downstate. So I would like to encourage everyone here tonight to make sure that Graham County and the Appalachian region gets its fair share. Contact your state and federal representatives. Tell them that that money should stay in this area. The last thing I'd like to address is, I think we have 2 sections of immediate need. Mr. Burrow, I'm glad you're here tonight. Thank you for coming. NC 143 from the foot of Sweetwater Mountain to Stickoil Valley is very dangerous. It's steep. Not only do we have autos, we have trucks, bicycles, and mopeds. It's dangerous, I tell you. Whether or not this road's ever built, you know, I don't know if I'll ever live to see anything. I'm 45 years old, but we have some immediate needs right now. I know there's times that there's been some very close calls on that stretch of roadway. These people have almost been hit on the bicycles and the mopeds. The intersection of NC 143 and 28, I don't know how it got designed the way it is. It's dogleg. It keeps back to the right real hard. We've already